YouTube? My name's Shirkinos, and today we're going to be starting a new slew of videos, pretty much things that have been going on in my mind. I just want to talk about with you guys, just to get off my chest, basically my rants and how I feel about certain things in the world. And as you saw with this video's title, the first one we're going to be talking about is, of course, flat earthers, and my God, why do they exist? I can easily go over so many scientific and mathematical reasons why the Earth is actually round. Proof of concept with so many different experiments with angles of the sun and and with shadows, the horizon, boats standing in one place over one way, not seeing half of a building on the other way. Like, what's blocking it? Fucking thin air? Did it go underground when I went on the other side? Like, what's going on? I can do all that. But you know what? I'm not going to. I'm going to talk to you practically. But if you do want to see the science, and if you're not sure yourself, like you've heard some things about the flat earth, and you want to reassure yourself, I'm going to give you a few YouTubers, because there's plenty of videos about this. But let me give you a few. These are my favorites. Simon Dan, Greater Sapien, Wolfie 6020, Red Rhetoric, and Sir Sick. Now, I want to tell you right now, that's not in order of how much I like more to less. Some are more scientific, some are more funny, and some are more bashing. Pick your choice. I'm going to put all of their YouTube channels in the description below so you can check them out for yourself. But again, like I said, I'm going to talk practical. Let's talk practical. Flat earthers love to just say, well, I can see the earth is flat for myself. I can see with my eyes. Okay, let's talk about that. This is the CN Tower. I mean, look how it stands right here, all in gloriousness and everything it's showing. This is what it looks like. And this is it from a boat. I mean, half of the building is missing. What's in the way? Please tell me what's in the way. And if you tell me something like, oh, it's light refraction. Light refraction? Again, why are you throwing science into this? I can clearly see it's in the way. That must be something is there. That must mean a curve. I mean, think about all the people who have to lie. Not just the government. I'm not even talking about that. Think about commercial airline pilots. You know what I'm talking about? These people fly across the globe all the goddamn fucking time. They would have to lie about this all the time. Flight paths are completely different on a flat earth. Completely different. Okay? You would pass things that mostly they wouldn't be passing. So every commercial airline, and here's the thing. If you are a flat earther and you have thought about flying, or you have a single engine pilot's license and you want to upgrade, do it. Become part of one of these companies, Delta, United, American Airlines, United, JetBlue, whatever. Just pick one and be a commercial airliner and prove that, oh, look, I'm pretending to turn, or look, here's the Himalayas, or we're supposed to fly over the Himalayas, but we're not because I'm going around. Do that. Why don't you do that? It's not. Hey, I even want better for you. You got a goddamn plane? Go fly to Antarctica. Find the goddamn edge. No? Okay, then you should shut the fuck up. The other thing is this. Here is a picture of the Earth. This is not a composite photo, and I know what you flat earthers are gonna say. But it's still fake because it's NASA. Okay, where's your fucking picture? That's what I thought. You don't got one. You guys have models. And not even just like one particular model. I mean, you have there's one model most of you agree on, and it's this one. However, you also have a few other models with the ice sheet, that there's other little Earths around, or that there's actually more rings that we don't really know about, and yada yada. You're going to sit there and tell me that what I have to show you is fake when you don't even have a real picture? Get a GoPro up there. Get someone. Didn't someone try to do that? Someone actually tried to rocket to the fucking North Polar Star, I guess, as high as he can go. And guess what? He came back. You know what he said? He said his evidence is inconclusive. Do you know what that fucking means? That means he, A, did not get high enough and he couldn't really tell for himself, which isn't obvious and, honest answer. Or B, and I'm going with B because I am biased, I won't lie. But B, he saw the curve and doesn't want to fucking say shit. That's what I think. But hey, that's just my opinion. You never fucking know. But again, that's how all these flat earthers give. It's just, this is my opinion, this, this is that. You know, why doesn't the plane dip? Because we're that are you that retarded? The earth is fucking huge. Like, gargantuan. Goddamn, you can't comprehend huge unless you're outside of the earth looking back like these people did, like the Apollo mission astronauts did in 1974, and took this beautiful picture of our globe. They're halfway to the fucking moon. Okay? Halfway to the moon. Do you know how far away the moon is from us? The moon is approximately close to 240,000 miles away. Halfway of 240,000 miles away. Do you know how halfway that is? That's 120,000 miles. Okay? That's far away. And if you have to be that far away to get this picture of the Earth, that's how huge the Earth is. The circumference of the Earth is about 25,000 miles. A little over 40,000 kilometers. What are you in comparison to a mile? I mean, 1 mile is what? 5,280 feet? And me, someone who's what? 5'6"? That's nothing in comparison feet-wise. That's nothing in comparison to a mile. And satellites that are even 20 feet tall and 10 feet wide, again, it's nothing in comparison to 1 fucking mile. On the grand scope or scheme of things, 25 miles. Just to give you a perspective, 25 miles is less than a degree of movement on a 360-degree area, on a circle. God, it's insane how you guys think the Earth is flat when there's so much evidence. And again, I'm not using anything too much scientific. I'm using my own observation of things. I'm using common knowledge of, my height to, a fucking mile, and there's 25,000 of it to go around the goddamn Earth. I mean, there's just so much to prove that the Earth is a globe, but you guys don't care about that. I mean, look at this picture again. Keep looking at this picture. I know there's a few things you're going to say. Number one, you're going to go, where are the stars? And number two, you're going to say, but where are those satellites that we talk about? Well, let's talk about the stars for a second. You see how you go outside and the only light source you see is our sun, and you don't see any other stars during the day because it's the closest light source that's on? Yeah, that's pretty much why we don't see the stars. But they didn't go anywhere, now fucking did they? Whereas at night, if everything is lit up the way that we have our society, you are not going to see any stars, or a very, very bare minimum of light. You're not going to see a full array of stars. Again, they didn't go anywhere, so why can't you see them? Because when there's a large concentration of light closer to our eyes, that's what we're going to see. This is a picture of the Earth during the day, so we're not going to see the stars in the back. We're only going to see the light being reflected by the Earth to us. It's not that complicated. And again, why can't you see satellites? Because the Earth's too fucking huge. Why don't you understand that? We are extremely small specks of dust in comparison to the size of this Earth and the universe. And speaking of Earth and the universe, and I'm not just going to talk to the religious folk here about this one too, okay? There was a tweet or a post or Twitter, I saw it on Facebook somewhere. Anyway, Elon Musk goes, why isn't there a flat Mars society? And one flat earther had the gall to say, because we can see that it's round. So let me ask you this. Laws of physics, common sense kind of question here. Again, not really scientific, but just observational. You're going to tell me that everywhere else in this universe, and we can even stick to our own solar system, we can clearly see that objects are round. The planets around us, the asteroids, the moon, and even the sun. And you're going to tell me that the Earth isn't? Everything else is round. Everything else is a spheroid. But we are on a flat plane? Yeah, that made no fucking sense. I'm sorry. That's just you can't. And again, if you are part of the religious group of people flat saying it's what God said. First of all, I've read that Bible forwards and backwards more than I ever admit to, thanks to one of my degrees. But and as a researcher, don't claim to be a scientist. I claim to be a researcher based off of my degrees. Doesn't say explicitly the shape of the earth. So you better go read that fucking shit again because it's not there. And don't do the King James version because that is garbage. Complete and utter garbage. If you can get a direct translation from the Septuagint, then you would have a better understanding of anything else. If you can get a direct translation that would, from the Hebrew or Aramaic, you would have a better translation. But not the King James. That's garbage. Oxford is better. Anyway, point I'm trying to make here is that the point is trying to make it from a religious point of view, from a common sense point of view. Everything else is round, or it doesn't explicitly say that it's flat. But you guys still exist and still are saying it's flat because you can see it. And here's an even funnier thing. I have seen videos and interviews where the interviewer says, by my observation, to the flat earther, then opposes and says, oh, that's just light refraction, or that's just a distortion that you don't understand. And yet, oh my fucking God, and yet, when we tell flat earthers that they're wrong based on the fact, science or mathematics or geometry, they go, well, I see it in my observation and my eyes should be better than your science. You cannot have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too, okay? It's either observations work for you or they work against you. Period. It can't be working, it can't help your prerogative, your objective, and then at the same time using the same fucking line saying, oh no, it's an observation, it's bullshit, and say that the globe is wrong when it's proving you wrong. You can't do that. Scientific point of view, it's wrong. Common sense point of view is wrong. Religiously, it's a point of view, it's wrong. Well, kind of on that last one, that's just my opinion, but needless to say, it's wrong. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I'm going to say about it. I know flat earthers are going to rip this apart. If you are going to comment about this video, please do it in a respectful manner, okay? Cursing at me or telling me I'm stupid or that I need to find God when I already believe in God, thank you very much. Not going to help you, okay? And at my discretion, if you are going to be rude, you may not find your comment anymore. That's just how it is. I've had rude comments on my videos, and they, some are good and some are funny, or some are like, I don't give a shit about what you have to say. But if you're just going to insult me, fuck you. That's number one. And number two, you're not part of the argument anymore. You have just removed yourself. If you do have an argument, and you'd like to present it, easily, I can talk about it and do another video, or I can point you to another video that I've seen on YouTube or something like that. I'm not going to find that. But more than likely, just be respectful. That's what I'm asking. Be civil and respectful. That is all. And you might be thinking, but you were being insulting to us. Yeah, because I can't fucking believe you believe some shit that is easily proven otherwise. There's so many things. I mean, I know one last thing I want to bring up. Someone said, if the Earth is a ball shape, how does the water stay on the Earth? And of course, the answer was gravity. And he goes, well, if gravity does what it does, why does water get level or something like that? Why does it level in a cup when it curves on an Earth? It's very simple, because the water is being pulled towards the center. It's not that hard to understand that. I mean, if I'll put it simply this way: if you were to make a magnetic ball and put it inside a sphere, and then you'd put like maybe a liquid metal around it, it will stick to that sphere that the magnet's on. If it's a high-powered magnet on the inside, it's the same. It's a demonstration of the same principle. I mean, it's not finding a level plane. It's just sticking to the sides of the sphere. It's not that hard to really understand. I mean, picture, if you haven't seen the movie Sphere, I mean, the movie itself is not important. It's the ball, the gold ball in it that's what it would look like if it was metallic on the outside. So there you go. It's not that fucking hard. And yes, I understand if you spin a ball, the water, yeah, because the force of the centrifugal force, that's more powerful than the gravitational force, because the ball has a very small gravitational force to begin with, and B, the planet that the ball is on, it also has a greater gravitational force because it has extremely more mass, being 25,000 miles in diameter. God damn it, all the fucking hell. This isn't that fucking hard. I'm Drakinos. Please subscribe. And we'll see you all again in the next video. See ya.